What up? What's good? What's good? Happy New Year. We back.
Top of the top. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to 2022. New year, new money. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's make history.
January 3rd, 2022.
It's almost over.
The year is ours.
The year's almost over.
Last year was too.
Let's get it, man.
Let's run it back. Let's run it back.
Well,
Shout out to everybody, man, who made it to 2022. If you're listening to this, if you're watching this, blessings. Hopefully everybody had a safe New Year.
Yeah. CNN was turned.
They should have called us up there.
We should have definitely been
They
there.
should have definitely
Next
called
year.
us up there.
EYL Staples in New York.
It turned it.
I don't know how that invite wasn't extended, but
Yeah.
next year for sure, man.
Shout out to the good folks of Good Morning America.
Shout out to Good Morning America.
Yeah, that was
Shout out to Jamal for connecting the dots on that.
Small's good one.
That was dope. Yeah, that's the last big thing that we did of 2021. So, we got a lot of surprises in store for 2022 that we will not speak about right now.
No let up.
Keep the ball rolling. What's going on, brother?
Scalability is likely, right?
You got the grease jacket on.
Yo, that boy say I'm not playing this year.
What's Screen from Grease name? What's his name?
John Travolta. I don't know his character.
The character.
I know the chick name was like Rizzo was one of the characters.
Yeah. Okay.
Vanity Fair, call me. Call me. We got some things to do. I'm gonna get back fine 2022. Muscle Mondays.
Muscle Mondays.
Muscle Mondays.
Yeah. How you feeling, man?
Good. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Good to be back.
You're looking great, man. You're looking great. You're looking healthy, man.
God is good. COVID is rough, but God is good.
Happy to see that, bro.
See you have defeated the COVID.
It almost defeated me. So thank y'all for the prayers.
Yeah.
And all the recipes, and oregano oil is terrible.
I told you that oregano oil is that's tough. It's tough, man. The things we do.
Yeah, man. But good to see you. Good to see you back. And everybody out there that has gotten COVID. I know a lot of people got COVID in the last couple of weeks. Take your time with it. Get back on your feet, get back healthy, wear a mask, protect yourself, and hopefully,
at all times.
Yeah, sure. Protect yourself at all times. Number one rule.
Safety first.
If I see anybody out, I will not take my mask off for no pictures. I'm sorry.
Safety first. Safety first.
Be careful.
All right. Well, let's jump into this. First and foremost, thank everybody for rocking with us. We had a wonderful last year, but we're always looking forward. So I'm sure 2022 will be 10 times better than what we
1,000.
Yeah, there you have it. So if you're new to Market Mondays, welcome. This is a show that we do every Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And it is an investment show. Talk about stocks, crypto, NFTs, anything that you could think about in the investment world, real estate. And, it really was built just to educate people and, get you some information. So you
and money.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So information so you can take action to make money. So welcome. But we don't want to take too much time. I know it's a lot to cover tonight since we took last week off. So I'll make a couple brief announcements for EYL. Big week for EYL. This is our first week back for the podcast as well. So tomorrow, shout out to Dope Shows.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boys Jameer and Steph. They are the premier promoters in Philadelphia. They actually are doing a show at where the Sixers play.
Yeah, Wells Fargo.
Yep. So they got Little Baby coming, they got Little Dirt coming. So long story short, we did an episode with them, and it's built around being a promoter on a large scale, throwing events of 20,000 people, throwing festivals, things of that nature, booking artists for over
It's
half.
Be a great one.
Yeah. So a lot of people's involved in entertainment or interested in entertainment. Yeah. But there's a lot of different avenues inside of entertainment to make money.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that we get to see their journey from the beginning, from being a club promoter to actually throwing house parties to actually seeing what they're about to do now in a few weeks, man. So it's a beautiful growth because a lot of people are in that world. So it's definitely one you got to check out for sure. But we already started the year. Shout out to everybody who was in our trading this afternoon at 12 o'clock. Shout out to our brother Lawrence.
Yeah, I was going to go over that.
Lawrence,
he went over charts today. And he'll be back on Wednesday for an investment 101, like how to set your brokerage account up, pretty much like a basic 101 class. And then we also have how to invest in art.
Ooh,
How to invest in art. We will have that class on Wednesday for EYL University. So jam-packed week for EYL University. Got off to a good start, and Earn Your Leisure getting off to a good start as well.
yeah,
So check us out.
yeah. And I think Sunday he's gonna be in the book club as well.
Book club,
Yeah,
technical analysis.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
My book is on the way.
Yeah.
Also, I got another book on the way, Ian. I'm sure you'll be happy to hear that. Stock Traders Almanac 2022 is out, y'all.
Yep.
My orders. I think it'll be arriving tomorrow. Make sure y'all pick up that. That is a nice little resource to help you out when you're trading.
Yeah, for sure. So, Ian, we'll give you before Ian goes. Can you Ally?
Shout out to the good folks at Ally, the official sponsor of Market Mondays. Ally Financial is a leading digital financial service company.
Love them.
With passionate customer service and innovative financial solutions. They are relentlessly focused on doing it right and being a trusted financial service provider for both customers and communities. Get with Ally to make the most of your money so you can save, invest, and spend on the things that matter to you. Shout out to the good folks at Ally. Shout out to our team. We have some special things for 2022.
Cannot wait.
Shout out to Ally. Oh, one last thing, Crypto Club.
Yes.
On Friday.
Yes.
Shout out to Crypto Club.
Shout out to the team, man.
Doing a great job.
Yeah.
All right, Ian, the floor is yours for announcements. And then we
Really quick announcements. Please put yes in chat if you want me to do a trading seminar for $1 this year for you guys. I got it. My bad. Let's break the internet real quick. Number 2, Stock Club. The 28 new picks will come out this year. I had COVID for 2 weeks, so I'm recovering. But by the end of this month, I'll have a few new things out. And then the Stock Club Secrets podcast, which is only for Stock Club. So it won't be on YouTube. It won't be on Spotify. That will be out in 2 weeks as well. It'll be short, 10 minutes, but I'm going to give you guys some secrets that I haven't given anywhere else. And if you want to join the Stock Club, Shadi and Troy can put the link in chat. The price will change every day to reflect the actual market. So I'm going to tell you, if you want the lowest price you can get, you probably should join tonight. Let's go.
Link is in the description, and I'll put it in the chat as well. So let's get into this. But before we start, disclaimer.
Yeah, let's do our disclaimer, man. Y'all know how this works. If you're new to this, make sure you write this down. Make sure you bring this inside of your notes. Make sure that you get this inside of your head. Do your own research. Our content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. You should take independent financial advice from a professional in connection with, or independently research and verify any information that you find on our show and which you rely upon, whether for the purpose of making an investment decision or otherwise. This is a message brought to you by good folks from Earn Your Leisure and the good brother Ian Dunlap, the master investor himself. Do your own research, y'all. And a lot of y'all are. We just got to say it, though.
Yeah.
So, do your research and listen to what we tell you. You'll be good.
Please.
Please stop deviating. The first thing I want you guys to put in chat, stop deviating. Stop deviating. I come in peace, even though I'm drinking pineapple juice. Come in peace.
Stop
it. No, that's not a video from yesterday.
Calm down.
My man jump hook through that sky hook with the money.
Calm down.
Speaking of money, Cash App at end of night, Stock Club members, especially if you join tonight, we're gonna make some magic happen. So go tell your aunties, go tell your cousins, go tell your friends. Not only will I tell you the best thing to invest in, how my name is Ian, the greatest investor on the planet, I'm gonna also get you paid directly, not in theory. Let's go.
So I got a bunch of different stuff I want to talk about today, different questions, things of nature, but let's just get this out the way early. Apple has hit a $3 trillion market cap today, and it also coincided with it hitting its all-time high as well on the stock. So that was the news. That was like the big news in the stock market today, along with a few other things. So
it actually happened while we were live on the chat this afternoon. We were watching it go, and then like boom, 3 trillion.
So let's talk about. Let's start off the show with that. What's your thoughts on Apple hitting 3 trillion and also hitting an all-time high at the first trading day of the year?
We may have to argue that Apple is probably the greatest publicly traded company of all time, excluding no company prior to it. Tim Cook, he has two, everyone write this down. He has 2 major projects left. They are AR glasses. I posted about it earlier on IG.
Yep.
Then the car. After those 2 come out, he's going to retire. The next milestone for Apple is going to be 7 trillion. And I really think that those glasses are going to be the only opponent to the iPhone, and it's going to dwarf the AirPods business.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't have the lenses, you didn't want to have the technology. If you have a MacBook, you know how well the speakers are. The speakers will be paired into the frame of the glasses. It is going to be absolutely incredible. And I know we're going to talk about Facebook later, but Facebook, you're going to get your things in order because once they begin to put pressure on you, it is game over. So Apple, 2 tech, 2 index, no stress. For those of you who are asking what to invest in, write this down. VOO, VTI, Apple, Microsoft for long-term investing in equities or stocks, and you're good. And if I've made you money, please put yes in chat. It's the easiest formula ever. Greatest company that is publicly traded ever.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to argue at 3 trillion, right? So, I mean, people always ask, where should I start? Where should I start? I say, look what you're spending money on now. Like, my daughter has an Apple Watch, an iPad, a MacBook. I mean, just the products alone, right? And most kids and probably in your household have the same thing. So it's very easy to see how we can get to this number. But like you said, the car, the glasses, another thing, like
The health, don't forget health.
I'm going in.
Health.
I'm going in. Yeah, right. We're talking about the healthcare, right? If we're talking about the Apple Watch, we're talking about the healthcare. But you know what they also did? If you bought a new MacBook over the past holiday season, and I'm hearing the holiday numbers are looking incredible. They said the wearables did an amazing job this holiday season. But if you look at what's happening, right, with the MacBooks, they have their own chips inside. Microsoft has produced their own chips.
Told you guys last year. Yep.
Told you it was coming. The MacBooks are moving right now with their own chips. That M1 chip is inside of it right now. So again, another source of revenue that they don't have to spend out. Like they don't have to outsource anymore. They still use Qualcomm, obviously, but we told you about Intel. We told you they were gonna get rid of them. We saw what happened. They're trying to rebound. More profit.
They won't. They're dead. Intel's dead. Let's not play.
More profit.
AMD, Nvidia, TSM. That's it. Intel's dead. I'm sorry. Intel, if you guys need help, send us $2 billion. We'll help you out. Intel's dead. Samsung is also building a $17 billion chip plant here in Texas. Dead. All over but the singing. Shout out to Biggie. Slow singing and flower bringer. You have to innovate faster. We're going to talk about it later, but you guys are going to have to innovate faster. And that old corporate model, you're going to wait 64 months to have anything innovative come about. No. These next 3 years, the world is going to move by so fast, some of you are going to get left behind. And I'll be the first to say here tonight, wait until Apple goes into biotech. Go watch the episode that I told you about cellular regeneration. And when you guys quote me in the media in 3 weeks about it, please tag us. Market Mondays, Ian Dunlap, Troy, Rashad, please tag us in it. And don't act like you guys said that, please. Cellular regeneration is probably going to be the biggest new space in the next 30 years.
That was a record. We got our first dead stock of the year. Look at that. 12 minutes in.
That's it.
Dead.
Why waste any time?
Yeah.
What's the most important stock of 2022?
I will say Apple for sure. I know I'm biased. I know you guys are tired of me saying it. And now watch these comments. Have you lost money since you've invested in Apple since I've told you about it on Market Mondays? I want you guys to stop looking for information. I'm going to be real. Listen to one source of information. It has to be me, this show, Troy and Rashad, Trap, Bonowin, underrated, probably the best in the category, exclude nobody, Josh Brown. But you can't listen to 16 people and produce incredible alpha in your portfolio. Those of you that listen to too many people, you had a terrible Christmas because you can buy you pay everything you wanted to because, well, I thought you was investing in the market. No, you weren't. You were listening to too many people. Stick, and if you don't like our perspective, that is fine. But you have to stick to one source of information. I truly believe, and we'll talk about quantitative easing this year, which will happen in April. Now we're going to get to see which crypto projects are really good and which ones are pieces of shit. Last time I cursed this year, my dad, I know you listen, I'm gonna chill. And which companies are actually good and which fund managers are actually good. It's interesting that only a small percentage of fund managers beat the S&P 500, and everyone tells me, I don't want to invest in the S&P. But if you invested in the fund, you were underwater in a lot of funds. Apple is going to dominate regardless if we go through inflation, geopolitical wars. We'll talk about China and Russia later. I'm really terrified about them teaming up. But Apple will be able to sustain any disaster that we go through, including, write this down, the ecological disaster that will probably happen in 10 years that will devastate our planet.
So,
So I'll let you go. Most important, what you think?
well, I'm gonna go to the next question.
No, I want to hear what you think. I got a different one.
We're trying to stretch out the content.
I had one. I knew he was gonna say Apple, so I was gonna go a little different. I'm gonna say it's an important year for Meta. I think it's an important year for Facebook, for a number of reasons. Obviously,
why do you think so? Let's talk like this.
So obviously they've gone all in, right, in the metaverse, and we've already seen the level of investment. They're saying $50 billion. And so it's an important time, right? Because now you've had a shift in the branding of your company towards something that is futuristic, which is here, which has been here. But I think it's important because there's going to be a lot of ecosystems built around that, right? We're seeing it now, right? When we see Nike step into the space, we're seeing retail companies step into the space. We're going to start seeing more and more brands stepping into the space. And they have the key phrase for it, right? Like we're calling it the metaverse, and they've actually coined the phrase, and they're still fighting for that. But I think it's important. Yeah, I think I'll be interested to see the moves that they make, what technology they're building around their quote unquote metaverse theme. So I don't know if they're the most important stock, but I think it's an important year for them.
Rashad, what's your stock of the year?
I mean, I don't want to just be a contrarian, I talk about my stocks of the year, but of course, Apple's the most important stock. It's the biggest. That's like saying like
you don't got to be contrarian. Just get the truth. Your portfolio on fire.
That's like Apple is. I'm trying to give a sports comparison.
Yeah. Jordan.
Yeah, that's like Tom Brady. It's like saying
who's the most important
quarterback? Tom Brady. Like you can make an argument for Joe Montana just to be a contrarian, but Tom Brady is clearly the greatest football player of all time.
At least a quarterback.
Quarterback, football player, you name
it. We betting again on Super Bowl.
but
shout out to my guy. Shout out Corey.
But for the sake of the conversation, I think Microsoft is obviously important. Tesla's important for a variety of different reasons. They're not important as far as obviously they're nowhere near the size of Apple, and they're not. But the electric car space, they have a strong hold on that. So they're like one of the few companies that's synonymous to a whole industry. When you think of the electric car industry, you think of Tesla.
So they are synonymous with the brand itself, which is historically, incredible.
So I think Tesla, and I also, throwing a curveball in the mix. We talked about it before, but not stocks, but crypto, Solana and Ethereum are going to be, because this NFT thing is going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. And those two are Ethereum's the leader, but Solana has a case to actually, rise up pretty big this year and rival Ethereum. So those two will be important. They will be very important this year for a variety of different reasons. But the NFTs, coupled with that's going to be an important situation as well.
I want to add, can I add something too? Because the Tesla is important. Because I know Ian's going to say Apple. So that's why I went with Meta. But I like Tesla too. And so there's the rumor. Did you see this? The Tesla phone? Did you hear about this?
No,
but they got the restaurants.
So here's the crazy part.
So does TikTok.
So the phone is actually, they're calling it the Model P or something like that. And so it's like, why would Tesla make a phone? Well, who's their biggest competitor? When they hear their biggest competitor or their rival CEO, right? Like Tim Cook says he's coming into that space. And so they're like, all right, well, you're coming into our space. Let's just come into yours. But the interesting thing is a couple of things here. I'm like, what would Tesla do with the phone? Well, obviously it integrates with the actual car. But when we talk, and we spoke about this before, it was like, now, if you have the Tesla phone, you can obviously create maps for yourself. And when you get in the car, it's already preloaded. It's autonomous, it takes you there. But the illest part is like, now when you have your phone and you don't remember where you parked, the car can come pick you up.
Nobody's buying a Tesla phone. Nobody's
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. You know who's making. So here's the other part of it. The rumor is, right, the number one producer inside of the Apple phone is Qualcomm. They're also working with Tesla to design their phone too, to put their chips in. So that's one of those things. Is like
Tesla phone, not a good idea.
What if it came with the car?
Not a good idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be integrated with the car. They should call it something other than the phone.
How many people? But
all right, hold on.
No. Answer the question.
They call it like a Tesla tracker.
How many people personally do you know have Teslas?
Probably like 2. But how many people bought Teslas last year? 1 million, right?
Not enough.
That number is that's double what they did in 2020. They did 500,000. They double that this year. What happens next year? By 2030, 2030, they said that we have to go up like EV, right? Like some states are saying that. California said that, or is it 2035? Another states are saying that. And so if they're the leader in that market and we're growing at that type of pace, and you've seen what their stock just did today, like, yeah, that makes sense. So if you can get the car with the phone, yo, man.
Well, speaking. All right. Well, speaking about Tesla, let's get into this.
let's do it.
The stock was.
Let me ask a question real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's treat it just like it's us on FaceTime. If Ripple wins this case, you think Ethereum still has the value that it has? And I talked about this in the Stock Club on December 18th about the real reason why Ethereum went up. Because if you look at Ethereum, and I've had it for a while, it isn't the value driver that everyone says it. And I think Vitalik is great. I think Charles is probably a better developer. Vitalik is a sexier push. But if the SEC loses this case against Ripple, which I've been saying for a few months, if they win, it is going to go to the moon. Do you think Ethereum will still have the value and its place in the crypto space?
Yeah, I think so. I think I was in Ripple in 2017 when it hit $3.25, and
that was a great film.
Yeah, it was. I think Ripple was an early leader as far as having a bunch of corporations involved. It's those are the bank's favorites for a long time.
Yeah.
It fell on some hard times, but I feel like Ethereum was good then and it's still good now. Still has a use case, still has good leadership. You can never discount the value of leadership. PayPal
it helps when you have government backing too, a ton.
Yeah.
Mhm.
PayPal
That helps.
hardly ever fails. So yeah, I personally think that Ethereum is here to stay, and I don't necessarily think that Ripple XRP will hurt Ripple. Will hurt.
I'm gonna take the other side. If they win this case, I think Ethereum will fall some slots. I really do.
You broke up. You said fall.
Yeah, it's gonna fall. That's my take.
Fall to like what?
Probably in terms of market cap position, it may be like 5 slots down.
5 slots.
All right, we'll see.
That's a lot of slots.
Hot take number 1, Mike. Nikki, clip this up. I love telling me I'm wrong. And then I asked for Devontae Potter. Let me introduce you to me. My name is Ian Dunlap, Xander's dad. This is my show. The reason why the price is high is because of people like you. Let's block this brother right now.
Who?
Devontae Potter.
Oh, he's in the chat somewhere.
Oh, I didn't know you
Oh,
talking.
yeah.
I thought that was
I'm not mad at XRP if it get, if it climbs up to the number 2 spot. We're going to be some wealthy young men. We never left the position since 2017, and that was the first coin or token that we were speaking about when we were talking about transactions. I remember we used to give that analogy: what was the fastest way to get money from here to London? Right? It wouldn't be wire it. It wouldn't be to try to like send it through like some fast track. It would be get on a plane and fly it there. Right? And that's where Ripple came in with those transactions.
Listen, we need you, brother. Oregano oil. We need
no,
you.
I'm good. No.
Okay.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
You know they wishing, man. Yeah, some of y'all was praying all 3 of us get it. Nope. I'm staying in the house.
I'm good.
Yeah, but those transaction speeds are key. And we saw that today when we was doing something in the crypto world. Those gas fees are real. Like to move money, it costs money. And so to have something that moves at a faster transaction speed to get rid of some of those gas fees. And I know people are like, well, who cares about the gas fees? You got a lot of money.
That shit matters.
Yeah, but that shit matters, right? It matters. And so
it adds up. It adds up
quickly, very quickly.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many transactions can Ethereum do per day, and how many can Bitcoin do per day? This is my quiz question for everybody. Please put it in chat.
Yeah, they should know that. And so that's when you look at Cardano, and that's when you look at a Solana, and that's why you start looking at these other things like, wait, they move faster because they've seen, right? It's like the person who got to watch somebody play for 30 years or 20 years. It's like, all right, I can improve on that. I can improve on that. I can make it better than that. I can make it, but this is the stable worth right now. And so a lot of these projects, they're building to compete. That's interesting. You said it's going to drop 5. Okay.
Devontae, I'm not blocking you because you're spitting facts. I'm just not tolerating no disrespect. Also, if you want to have a conversation about investing, we can do it privately and then also bring you on the show. Also, I want you to put in chat, what is your net worth? And then please tell me any 5 picks for this year. If you are right on any of these in a month, I'll give you $25,000 cash. I'm not playing with y'all this year.
Yeah.
We can shut it down and just do it for earners and pandas. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Y'all was quiet. Oh, dog. Nobody was posting nothing over the holidays. Me and Trap went quiet. Boy, the internet was quiet.
This was a message brought to you by.
Nobody black was even talking. Y'all changed your whole business model and copy. I'm not playing with y'all. And here's the thing. The ones that are better than me, Chamath, Bonawyn, Josh, have no issue. Kudos to Barry. Kudos to everybody at Goldman, JP Morgan, Citadel. How come I don't see none of y'all at none of these meetings about trading and trading billions when I go? But y'all always got something to say about me. Get off here and go fuck up somebody else's account. This is my show. Are we clear? I'm good. We can stop doing it. I'll find a way for them to make $80 million a year and not even be online. Leisure's been earned. What y'all want to do? Pandas are earners. If anybody act up, we're not letting anybody play with us this year. I'll be the bad guy. Ally, continue to do business with them if I'm acting crazy. But we're not playing this. And no, I'm not bothered. Don't say don't get out of my character. This is my character. Name me 5 black people that was talking about investing prior to 2014. I'll raise my hand. I was one of them. Who trades full time? I'll raise my hand. I'm one of them. Who invests full time? I am one of them. Matic, Sand. We can get into the crypto talk too, because I'll call these Stellar, VeChain, Cardano. I put this out November 19, 2021 on my YouTube. Told you which ones was going to boom. Well, I'm not tolerating no disrespect, especially if your returns are not higher than mine. No, I'm not chilling. It's my show. I want to say it's my show. No, I'm not going to chill. Y'all chill with all y'all stupidity. Are we clear? Thank you. Next subject.
Thank you.
Welcome to 2022.
Well, there you have it.
You know how it is when you got kids, you got to spank them one time and then after everything be cool. I had to straighten Xander yesterday too. We'll be good at this. Namaste. This is water.
I was going to ask
Fiji.
you, the pineapple emoji has come out. No, it's not pineapple. It's water today. So
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of investing,
on a more positive note, shout out to the 8,600 people on YouTube.
86.
Yes.
Oh,
This is a little. Listen, I'm doing a WWE thing. Like y'all gonna be the good guys, and I'm gonna do the Macho Man thing to get the people going. It's provocative. Chad told me to switch it up and quit being boring.
Yeah.
So this Chad and Corey fault.
Macho Man is a legend. Shout out to Randy Savage. Shout out to Elizabeth, his wife.
Yes. Market Monday. You're now tuned into the biggest ever. Let's talk about IPOs. What will be the biggest IPO this year?
Biggest IPO. Who's going first?
Right.
Oh,
Probably.
damn, you said it. I was going to say I'll go first.
What were we twins?
Yeah.
Stripe.
I'm saying Stripe.
Stripe is going to be the biggest, most incredible IPO of this decade. For me, I'm thinking it's going to be Alibaba in the States. And anybody that's ever used it, and for my business owners, the reason why they've been throttling and if you get to a 0.5% refund rate, they're taking you out the ecosystem because they're going public. That's why. But Stripe probably has the most seamless process ever, and the investment that they're doing is incredible. The expansion in Europe and Asia will be tremendous. I truly think in 5 or 6 years, they're probably
Here's the word, though.
400.
Ian, I got the word for you. So we both agree on Stripe. For those who are not familiar with Stripe, it's a payment processor that has technology, invoicing tools, and business financing. They already have clients like Lyft and Shopify. Peloton's one of their clients, and a lot of entrepreneurs use Stripe. Here's the key word, though: if they go public. You're talking about a company that's worth, their valuation is at $100 billion already.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the key word is if they go public, and that's kind of like the thing out there is which they might want to just stay private, right? $100 billion right now.
But I would argue in 10 years, they're probably worth $2 trillion. Because if you think about it, all my business owners, you know this, even to this day, Square is great, right? PayPal, solid. I know PayPal is Trap's pick for this year over Square. Shout out to my guy. But even to this day, Clover's decent. There are not many. Okay, let's be real. None of us have ever been like, man, I just love this payment processor. God, they're amazing. So that gives a gap for opportunity, and Stripe is probably the closest thing. But when they are a cash cow, they're wielding their power and being like, hey, I want you guys to entice me so much. And because inflation is going to uptick this year, quantitative easing is over, I would probably wait a little bit too and make the banks chase me a little bit and give me an offer that I couldn't refuse if I'm already at 100 billion. But I think they're probably a $2 or $3 trillion company in 2029.
Yeah, I think I saw this chart somewhere. I think that the wealthiest, one of the wealthiest private companies right now that have yet to IPO, by a landslide, like 100 billion. Stripe, yeah,
Stripe,
yeah. So I got a sleeper though. I got a sleeper, and only because again, it's gonna go back to what I said about Meta, and obviously the metaverse and cryptocurrency. I think Discord. I think Discord is going to be a sleeper that we should watch if they IPO.
Listen, on the low.
Yeah. So here's why. If you're in that space and you know Discord, I mean they're gaining followers by the 100,000s a day, right? Like I just saw somebody who created the Discord, and for those who are not in the know, it's an online chat service. They created Discord. 100,000 people signed up in a day. 200,000 people signed up in a day. We saw Offtake did his NFT. Hundreds of thousands of people are signing up within weeks, and so if you can continue that pace. And with more NFT projects coming, I think Discord is one of those sleepers that we need to keep an eye on, as well as Instacart. I say Instacart because I use it all the time.
Instacart decent, yeah. Cool. But the margin thing is cool. Yeah. Cool. Like it's a good C player. It's a good third player. Yeah, it's not a star. So but yeah, Discord,
sleeper.
They are the manifestation of everything Twitter and AOL and Instant Messenger back in the day wish they could be. Like the virality of it. It almost feel like it's an MLM, like people join it so fast and use it like, but the business model is amazing. Yeah, like Mike clipped it up. That's just called Discord. Home run.
Yeah, it's one of those sleepers that definitely everybody, if you're not familiar with, you will be familiar with in the next 2 to 3 years for sure. You'll probably be in one within the next 2 to 3 years. So
Discord's a vibe.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can create your whole community and communicate with them inside of there.
9,100 people on YouTube.
9,000. What up?
What's going on?
Yeah.
This is the Calm segment sponsored by Calm. Just joking, but Calm come sponsor the show.
I thought Reddit. I see somebody put Reddit in the chat. I would have said Reddit, but I wanted to give the sleeper. I mean, I feel like Reddit is so obvious.
Reddit is decent though. Like I love the platform, but yeah, in terms of bang for its buck, I haven't looked at revenue. I mean, I've been down with code because I haven't done enough research on their revenue, but Discord and Stripe are.
Discord's a vibe.
That's great. Yeah. We both got the same thing, man.
There you have it.
Please write that down. Look forward to those IPO, Discord, and when Shadi and I don't disagree on something, and Troy stamp it too, home run.
Let's talk about quantitative easing in April 2022 and how that will affect the stock market.
I told you guys the most important indicator of all time ever in the history of mankind is quantitative easing, and that is the government printing money. We've been printing money since 2008. Kudos to Obama when he took over from George W. Bush, and the market was not doing well. Now, I think this time for 2020, they printed too much money, and now they have to finally taper or pull back. But now, when the money is not flowing as freely, now we're going to see what startups are really going to be doing really well. Kudos to John Henry. I think Loop will do very well. We're all invested in that. But the companies that you guys that have historically have been able to get good trades off with, like Neo, you won't be able to do that in 2022 post-April. Like the quality companies are going to rise to the top, and you probably need to put one traditional bank on your list. The only one that I like is probably JP Morgan because I like Jamie Dimon on the banking side if inflation gets insanely crazy. I saw somebody in the comments put that Apple would drop because of quantitative easing and inflation. They'll slide down something. Like my 18-month target, write this down for Apple, is 277.97. That's what it'll go to. Facebook in 3 years will go to 466.40, and 291.47 for Facebook is a good entry price. But now, like for those of you who don't know, to make it simple, kudos to our first-time listeners. Quantitative easing is like when Barry Bonds and Sammy Sosa was on steroids. So when everybody was hitting 82 home runs and 75 home runs, and everybody was passing up King Griffey because he was natural, we're now going to start seeing these companies that had incredible gains. And even on the venture and angel side, when people are doing 30 and 40 deals in a quarter, that is going to slow down and the market is going to pull back. I think the S&P should probably do maybe 17.3% growth by end of year. But inflation and quantitative easing is going to kill all the terrible companies and the crypto projects that have no actual value. For those of you who remember the ICOs a few years ago, this will set up a lot of Web3 projects, DAOs, and peer-to-peer payment system projects that are not good. That is going to cause them to fall. Hit the like button. Love y'all.
There you have it.
Shawty, I'm not getting on your nerves no more this month. I had my one look Kanye thing. The grease jacket was tight.
Leather jacket Ian has arrived.
Man, shout out to Kanye.
You like you said in 2021. I gotta send your bottles too though. I had COVID. I'm gonna send you though. Moet, got you.
Rose.
Please.
Rose, my bad, man. I'm chilling. My bad. True.
Let's speaking of COVID, let's talk about COVID for a minute. This is interesting. I don't know if you remember, but before we started Market Mondays, we did a few YouTube lives with Ian. You remember that, Ian?
Yeah, it was legendary. That set the tone, built the demand for the show.
That was when you had the computers in the background.
Yeah.
So during one of those YouTube lives, I said I think that COVID is gonna be around until 2022. At that time, it was a very controversial thing to say.
Yeah, we agree.
Everybody killed me. They was like, it's only going to be around for a couple months. What are you talking about? 2022, that's 2 years from now. You bugging like, well, here we are. 2022. So the reason why I'm saying that is because I've been doing some research and we're talking about the endemic. So they're predicting, some scientists are predicting that by spring of 2022, by summer, spring of 2022, the pandemic, as we know, is pretty much going to be over. COVID's not going to be over. It's always going to be around, but it's going to be more, it's getting weaker and weaker. So it's going to be more of like a seasonal flu where it flares up in the fall and winter, goes away summer and spring, but it's still, it's not as deadly as it was at one point, and it's going to be something that, we can live with.
Like influenza.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I say that to say the endemic, obviously, that will probably have a positive effect on the economy, the psyche of everything, and not have to play stop and go with stopping stuff and starting stuff and different things of that nature. So this is something that is still affecting business. So what's your thoughts on it? Are you up on the endemic?
Who stated that it was going to end?
Yeah, I don't know if it has to end because it can still be a pandemic as long as we have control.
When I say end, they predict that if enough people get vaccinated, if enough herd immunity is built, that it's going to be more of a flu type situation where it's never going to end, but it's going to be something that is not anywhere near what it is now or what it has been for the last 2 years.
They've been saying that for the last year.
I think we're headed toward that though, right? Like I feel like a lot of the population has had it, right? And then there's a population who have been vaccinated or had the booster shot and got it. So as we get more people having it, more people building up their immune systems, more people being able to fight it, I think it does become the flu. And that's the thing, like the flu, it could be is a pandemic, right? It's just that we know how to treat the flu. And I feel like COVID will eventually get there. Will it happen by spring? I don't know. If you look at like the charts, because it started at they're looking at South Africa, right? Right.
So the charts for people that's catching it is going up crazy, but the mortalities is like very, very low compared to the Delta, where it was kind of the mortalities were still high as well. So it's getting weaker. Whereas far as people are still catching, it's more contagious, but it's nowhere near the mortality. So this is why they're saying like the flu, right? Because you can still die from the flu, but nobody's really worried about dying from the flu.
They should. No, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but yeah, I mean,
who have you ever known that has died from the flu?
If you look at the CDC,
well, who have you ever known?
Well, I don't know. But I'm saying there's other. If you look at the statistics from the people who die from the flu, is like the leading cause of disease or something like that. Outside of heart.
Have you known?
I don't know anybody who's died. No, I don't. But that doesn't mean that statistically it's not happening.
Exactly.
Same thing with this situation right now. More people are catching it. Yes, more people are surviving, but that also may have into how we're treating it, right? In the early stages, we had, and I'm sure scientists, they will tell you, like, they had no idea how to treat this. right? And that's why the mortality rate was so high. As they became more familiar with what we're facing and how to treat it, the death toll came down. So like I said, more people get it, more people have built up their immune systems to fight it. Vaccinations obviously play a huge role in that. I guess this is like when they were trying to think of herd immunity, like we're getting closer to that stage.
But herd immunity and those initiatives only work if the virus does not continue to mutate. And we can talk about the flu rona thing, the hybrid of it. But if there's, well, technically, if you look back and study the Spanish flu, that strain never was eradicated. It just came to a point where it reached a standard deviation equilibrium.
Right, exactly.
So we'll get there with COVID, but to be gone by April or March, I don't know who wrote that one. They may have misquoted. From what I've been told, this probably won't stop until 2024. And then, I mean, the crazy part, the same thing that caused part of the reason why Trump ended up getting out of office is probably going to be the same reason why Biden has to leave office, because he has 700,000 more deaths on his hand in comparison to Trump because of the virus. So, I mean, trust me, the Democrats would be incredibly happy if this slowed down by March or April, because they're going to get their ass kicked in the midterms this year. But yeah, I don't see it slowing down to 2024. I really don't. And if I can be just very honest, they didn't know how to treat it because it's hard to treat a lab-made virus. And then on top of that, I always tell you guys, depressions and deep recessions are tools and methodologies to transfer wealth from one class to another. And this is widening the wealth gap more than ever. Like I haven't talked to Dr. Claude Anderson. I'm trying to get in contact with him, see if he can confirm. But from the numbers I ran, this pandemic made it the wealth gap so wide that Black people won't be able to close it.
We spoke to him. We spoke to his wife.
Mm-hmm.
We may have to text the brother and see if he confirms. I don't want to be salacious.
Yeah.
I'll speak to you off there.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you was interested in that, but we spoke. Yeah, we speak. I'll talk to you after the show. I'll talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up midterm elections. That's like a good homework assignment, because if you look at historically how the S&P has performed during midterm elections, it's a telltale sign. So I need everybody, if you haven't done the research on that, study and research midterm elections S&P performance. I'll give you a homework assignment, sponsored by Ian.
That's funny. And I'll tell you, to follow up with that, and we was talking, we was in a group text earlier, and I said I wouldn't say it, but I'm gonna just keep it real. You guys shouldn't get out the market for anything unless we have a major geological event or ecological event. Going back into the question I asked before, when's the last time you guys seen fireflies, right? Like, commercial fishing has damaged our oceans and lakes and riverways more than anything else. Like, for those of you, let's say if you grew up in the 70s and 80s and you went to a lake, how many fish would you see in comparison to now? Our greatest threat is the damage that we've done to our planet. And the fossil fuel companies, of course, are trying to fight it. And this is why part of the reason why they hate Tesla so much. And you can lobby your way to it, but you can't argue that just on a normal day, you don't see as many bugs or insects or ants or anything as we did maybe 15 or 25 years prior. And if you start to plot out in Excel the same way you would with the stock market to understand how much nature and plant life has eroded, that will tell you when we will eventually have our big crash. But until then, you guys shouldn't get out. Like, midterm elections, presidential elections, all in all, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Troy, I said your mic is a little muffled.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get that cleared up ASAP. Troy gonna be like, hey, hit that button right there.
Yeah, I'm looking at I think I'm all right. We'll see.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll monitor the situation. Let's talk about the top 10 downloaded. All right. Before anybody says something, I want to just the top 10 downloaded apps of 2021: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, Snapchat, Zoom, Messenger, CapCut, and Spotify. So I want to get the audience participation in this. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? YouTube and Zoom, when I just listed.
Yeah, give them the list again.
Okay.
Yeah.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Telegram, Snapchat, Zoom, Messenger, CapCut, and Spotify. So out of that 10, what are some things that come to your mind?
I can't argue with this point.
A glaring obvious.
That's like Biggie, Tupac, and Wu-Tang on one label. It's like, well, something gonna go right.
Oh man. TikTok, Telegram.
Give you guys 5 seconds.
We
We talked about it before, but Shadi, go ahead.
All right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that definitely caught my attention. Obviously, TikTok, the #1 app of the year. So TikTok, that's here to stay.
Monster.
But what really caught my attention is that out of the top 5, 3 of them are owned by Meta, right? Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. And Messenger is Facebook as well. So they got 4 of the top 10
Apps.
in 2021.
Mhm.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
No, that's no small feat. I can't argue with that.
Nah. And so that's just apps, but websites. So the top 10 websites of the year: TikTok, Google, Facebook is number 3, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, YouTube, Twitter is 9, and WhatsApp is number 10. So they got the apps and they got the website. 2 in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of real estate. That's a lot of digital real estate. That's a lot of
Facebook 46640 is where I have it going in 2 years. So can't argue. I mean, they're probably the greatest mergers and acquisition modern company in history at scale. Bold claim though, 3 years until TikTok kills Instagram.
Yeah, well, so that
Won't even be top 10.
That's the only part that is like slightly okay. We need to take note of that because in 2020, Facebook was the number 2 website, and now it's moved down to number 3. And like I said, Facebook almost feels like that's where your parents hang out and your grandparents hang out, and so like people don't want to use that. But although it's falling down, you see WhatsApp climbing up.
Yeah, I keep telling people about WhatsApp.
Great asset.
Very
Great asset.
Very
underrated. But it's like monster overseas, but not as much here. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That business alone, if they spun it off, probably a top 70 company in S&P 500.
Yeah. What they purchased? 19 billion?
12 billion.
12 billion was the acquisition?
They purchased Instagram for 1 billion.
Ridiculous.
That's the steal.
Which is a steal.
That's the steal of the century. And then they purchased WhatsApp for 12 billion.
Ridiculous.
But remember, at one point there was talks of rumors that Instagram was trying to buy TikTok, and then that's when they shut it down. The government and they was like, "No, that's gonna be a monopoly." Now you can see. Imagine if Instagram owned TikTok. Now,
oh baby, it'd be a different conversation.
That's
true tech cartel. They would be a tech cartel. They would be close to the closest to what Apple has done.
Yeah.
Are they not with like still having 3?
I'm just saying,
Like,
but I'm just saying. So I have to say it's interesting. Meta, a company that definitely don't sleep on Meta.
I'd put them as my most important.
You love Facebook / Meta.
I mean, that's what I said. I mean, I think they're the most. They have. I'm interested to see what their year looks like, what technology they'll be to. I mean, how are they going to implement all these pieces into this new space that they're banking on? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, Ian, what is your personal study blueprint for 2022?
People have been asking me, so please write this down. 200 pages per 200 charts, 200 charts reviewed per day. That's in all markets. So I want you guys to look at angel markets, seed stage companies. I want you to look at publicly traded companies, crypto, and then for those of you in Red Panda, futures. You have to do at least 20 pages per day. I would argue 100, and here's why. Between Web3, DeFi, quantitative easing, elections, the world is going to change really fast in the next 14, 15 months. Like, for all my entrepreneurs, please listen to me. Now is not the time to play. Like that being silent and all the victories will go to those who are quiet in this era. That is true. Anybody that I know with a high net worth, they're going off the grid like crazy and focusing more than ever because the landscape, it's going to feel like we have gone through 10 years of technological change in 2 years. So So when DeFi comes, Web3 comes, and Jack and everybody Andreessen keeps arguing, change is going to happen so fast. If you hesitate, you're going to look up in a year and a half and be like, damn, I missed out on every opportunity. So if you feel like you had FOMO in 2020 from not investing, if you are not studying and on top of your business, it's going to feel like you missed 4 of those in 1 year. So I'm telling you, 200 charts a day, study every market, top to bottom, asteroid mining, cellular regeneration. Thank you for those of you that sent me the show Silent Sea on Netflix. It talks about water conservation and the water running out. When we talked about that ad nauseum next year. I put it on IG last week, but don't be surprised when we see pterodactyls starting to float around in California in 3 or 4 years. And
that?
technically,
the egg they found?
China, they've had it since 2000.
Yeah.
And
you posted it too.
Yeah, like I mean, and then a pterodactyl is technically just a reptile; it's not a dinosaur. And then between the pyramids and Atlantis and all this other stuff being discovered, they're gonna probably announce in maybe 3 years that there are other continents out there besides the ones that we know of. I'm telling you, the world is gonna change really fast. And I know I feel like y'all listen to Alex Jones, but this is Market Mondays. I promise you. I have not led you wrong thus far. The world is going to change really fast. Please be on top of your game. Like there's probably maybe 80 books that I've gotten that I'm ready to go through this quarter that are going to be incredibly impactful. And you see the look on Rashad's face. Rashad, like, I ain't doing no talking points. Run it up. Super focused. That's why, like, my energy. I know some of you like, don't get upset. I'm like, it's not that I'm upset. For those of you that are black and brown, now is not the time to play. No, 2020. That's why we kept everything cool. We weren't extra flashy. Came in, got you some wins, right? Now it's back to that kind of grind mode because now some of you who are listening that are really into this. Corey, Chad, Pierre, Dom, Drew, Dream Team, like Smalls, Mike. Some of you are going to be able to make 10, Abdullah. Some of y'all are going to be able to make 10 to $100 million over these next 10, 15 years off the investments you place in the first 3 years of this decade.
Yeah.
You notice Mark Cuban, even those that have been on the show, CEO Robinhood, Chamath, even Kathy is talking less because she's understood that talking does not give you more alpha in your portfolio, right? All the sharks that are incredible. Bonawyn, I keep telling you guys, Bonawyn is probably the greatest out of all of us. You barely see Bonawyn talk anymore. He just smile and be happy, unlike my angry ass, right? And just dominate the markets. You see people that have historically talked a lot, they are recessing because they understand now this is game 6 and game 7. It is not time to play. I want this to be my recorded and written testimony of this because in 4 years I want to come back and and let you guys know. So for everybody in Red Panda and all the earners, please focus in, less talking, no debating, because everybody is still debating to keep you from becoming financially free. Sure. And they want you to be illiquid. Be mindful.
Public service announcement. 10,000 people on a check-in on YouTube.
Oh man, where's my horn at?
Let's definitely
the angriest work, Shotty. I don't know what we doing. What we doing?
He said, "Can you put him?"
No, I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
Oh, yo, I just had this conversation, Ian. That's interesting. If people, and I'm gonna ask you this hypothetically, right? If people are not executing on the information, right? They weren't listening in 2020. They didn't execute it in 2021. Mm-hmm. We obviously know the billionaires have even more assets now. We know that more millionaires are made. They're not executing. How much time? What's the time frame for us? Like, you know what? This is it. The boat has left and you're still on the shore.
I'm gonna be real. If you're black, I'm gonna speak specifically to us. If you're not investing actively, why don't you love yourself or your family enough to do so? Because we're already behind. And I'm not playing a racial anything. I'm not, but you really have maybe 24 months. Because when automation, I keep saying it, when automation kicks in, and even for me, I'm looking after I got sick, I'm like, do I have enough content to last me 5 years if I was sick for 5 years? No. Okay, great. I need enough content for 5 years. I need to automate everything so we can just breathe, right? Shadi said something at the end of this year that people have been telling me, less access. Great. Everybody out, shout out Kevin Hart, yo, let's access, get more done. I'm sure they talked to Puff or somebody today, like, yo, Playboy, less, you know what I mean? So
Diddy.
yeah, shout out Diddy. You got to automate more. I need you for the soundtrack, big executive producer. If you have time. But take that. Your ears legendary. But if you're not automating and you don't have a business of your own, and we'll talk about it later, but the most important investment decision that you guys are going to make these next 12 months is what business are you going to build in an industry that is ripe for disruption, such as healthcare, such as payment processing. I think the biggest tech startup on earth will be a education-based, non-teacher union-based platform that teaches kids from 2 to 17 everything they need to know in 2 hours after school. Have you guys noticed that reading and comprehension levels for kids have dropped considerably in the last year and a half? And for my teachers, there's a lot of roadblocks thrown in your way, even from some of the advancements that you want to help give your kids. Who owns, or who do we owe most of our debt to, and who will put these initiatives in place to stop us from teaching our kids everything that they need to know? Be mindful. I'm going to start teaching you guys how to think about how to truly be an investor. And I'll say this one time, and I posted it last week. Black creators, I want you to be very careful as you launch your NFT projects. Very careful. Because what's going to happen is when this bubble pops, because you don't have the liquidity, nor the assets, nor the backing, or the solvency to be able to protect the constituents of the people that buy your NFTs, they're going to say you guys were running Ponzi schemes. And they're going to try and come put charges on you. It doesn't matter that the royal mayonnaise apes, dolphin whales did the same thing, right? Because you don't know who their backing comes from. But if you launch your NFT at a high price and they don't go well, at some point they're going to argue what you were selling was a security and you broke securities laws. Please be mindful of these things in 2022 as you guys are trying to get the bag. I got to show you all parts of the game. The scoring part is cool, but the defense, as my dad tells me all the time, protect yourself at all times, is more important than anything. Be mindful.
Defense first. Speaking of NFTs,
The royal manager.
the royal manager.
Somebody coin that, please.
Speaking of NFTs, I saw something.
It'll be one tomorrow.
Yeah, tonight.
Right now.
Yeah.
I saw something that was very interesting. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. I just saw it like an hour ago. Samsung. See this?
Talk to me.
All right. So let me paint the picture first.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, he got some good.
So
Man.
NFTs.
Man, you left this out the group text. Go ahead.
So the thing with NFTs, obviously, it has different cases, but like the art part of NFTs, right? People still trying to wrap their heads around like, all right, well, where do you show the art? If I buy a Bored Ape for $400,000, yeah, I could put it in my icon and Instagram, but like if I buy a Basquiat, I'm gonna put it on my wall, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you highlight your Bored Ape? Bing bong.
Uh-oh.
So Samsung has the bright idea to come out with the first NFT TV this year, where you actually are going to be able to browse, purchase, and display your NFT on your TV screen.
Like this, like the portrait TV?
Yes. Yes.
This is a portrait.
Yes.
We can change the portrait if you like.
You went tween, step back 38 feet on me? I can't lie, that's hard. Shout out 19 Keys. That's a game changer. Incredible.
That's pretty dope.
That's a fact.
That's pretty dope.
That's pretty interesting.
And
I can't negate that one.
They killed it with the portrait joint, but that's a crazy use case.
That is unique. Yeah.
You could just keep the flow going. That's one of the best things. Like you could just change the NFT, change the environment. Or if you really fly, you just get a couple of them joints and put it on your wall and just have it going.
Museum. Shout out Filet. Wow.
Yeah. That's stunning. Invite a young lady over, have the Bored Ape NFT here.
We're not gonna do Bored Ape. We're gonna do something even better.
Well, I'm just saying right now. Samsung, I gotta give them credit. That's something that I'm surprised that nobody else has thought about that. But
you gonna slide Snow over and have an NFT art wall?
I made one just for you.
Hey, Do for Love out on Spotify right now, Joe. I love you too. You know you my dog. We got to get y'all on a conference call and iron this out. Pod Wars.
Oh man, well yeah, like I said, I think it's interesting, and I think that companies just in general, and the takeaway for your business is like when I say your business, anybody that's listening. Just never be afraid to try new things, adapt to the times.
That's the key word. I was gonna say adaptation. they already are kings in the TV space. If they know art, and they, like I said, like they made this series of TVs where you can display art and it looks like a painting. That's why I was attracted to the TV. But now this is another use case to display art. So adaptation, that's dope.
Yeah.
Samsung, #2 provider of semi-chip conductors. So people buying those TVs, make sure y'all get it. The only reason that we don't hear about them more in semiconductor space is because they use all of them for their own products.
Samsung.
Yeah.
As they should.
Yeah.
You gotta keep the supply chain in house.
And now everybody's trying to do that,
Yeah.
Amazon included.
Yeah. Let's talk about Visa and MasterCard.
Charma.
Visa and MasterCard.
Did he flame him this weekend or what?
How's that going to work out for them this year?
Hold on, really quick.
Earnings?
Really quick. I got to do my earnings report brought to you by the good folks at Ladder. All right. So we talk about this all the time, and we should, right? Why not pay a bit of your monthly income to protect the ones you love? If you ask yourself that question, I want y'all to check out Ladder. Ladder makes it impressively fast and easy to get covered. You just need a few minutes and a phone or a laptop to apply. Ladder's smart algorithms work in real time, so you'll find out instantly if you're approved. No hidden fees, cancel anytime. And since life insurance costs more as you age, and you should know that, y'all should know that. Now it's time to cross it off your list. So check out Ladder today. To be approved, go to ladderlife.com/market mondays. That's LADDER life.com/market mondays, ladderlife.com/market mondays. It is a quiet week report. Bed Bath & Beyond, a company that's interesting to watch since the pandemic. We've seen it rise, we've seen it fall, we've seen it pull back. We've seen it almost become one of these meme stocks. They will be reporting on Thursday. And then
it's trash.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
For the record.
Next week, we got some big earnings, and then obviously the third week, we got the major players coming in with their earnings, and we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah. All right. So Visa and MasterCard.
So Chamath, I think this weekend said that he thinks the Visa and MasterCard are going to fall apart. Chamath is probably one of the greatest investors to ever walk the planet. Yeah, we got to get him on the show. Higher net worth than me, so I can't argue with him there. I think MasterCard's value will go down dramatically, but I think Visa will be okay. They have a ton of crypto projects they have not announced. I think they would be the only one in that space that will emerge okay. But yeah, I think MasterCard will hemorrhage a bit as a result of some of these crypto projects and peer-to-peer and seamless payment integration and smart contracts. So if interest rates go up anymore and post-April, I would be worried about MasterCard. If it gets to a place of, that's too low. I don't want to be giving all the hot takes. If MasterCard gets to like $42, I would be interested there. But anywhere from $62 to $56, I would not touch it for sure. I would leave it. I would leave it alone. So Visa is the only one out of that group that I like. Excuse me, my apologies. If it goes down to 292.42, 292.42 is the only area that I like it. Anywhere from 373 down to 323, please do not touch. It's too dangerous in those zones. Visa, I do like, however.
You like Visa?
Visa's amazing.
Yeah.
I want everyone put in chat, how many merchants do they have that use their platform, and how many consumers and credit card and debit card usage?
Yeah,
they still need to innovate, but yeah, they're great.
I was invested in Visa, and it just kind of was trading sideways for me. And so I said, I moved into it. I like Visa too. It's interesting in the article he brought up, and we spoke about this on Market Mondays, the Amazon ban in the UK. And he was saying like this could be something that's
a good test.
Yeah, when people will see, like, listen, if they're going to charge this amount of fees and we're paying these fees, why do we need them? So it'll be interesting to watch. I thought that was interesting that he brought that piece up. But
what about American Express?
I love American Express. I've loved it since it was 99. I think we spoke about it here maybe 2 years ago when it was just making the merchant deal with China. And we know that China is known for spending tons of money on luxury goods. The fact that they moved to China to broaden their horizon in their business was like solid move. It couldn't happen at a better time. And it went from 99. Where's it at now? Like 168 or something like that?
Let me see.
Yeah.
So 168.21. Yeah, and if you guys can get it at 150, 118, American Express is good. Plus, their user base is a little bit different, higher net worth. So even during economic downturns, they're a hell of a lot safer. For those of you who are looking for exit prices, 2 years, American Express should go to 234.21. So if you're looking for an exit, 234.21 would be good. But yeah, it was at 971 in 2009. Good long-term hold. I will hold this one for 10 years on the long-term side.
There you have it. Let's get some questions before we leave. It's been a jam-packed hour. So Janet,
Breaking record. That's a new
Yes.
record, right? Oh, no, that's not a record.
No.
We had Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
Did like
Yeah, Cuban.
almost 12.
This is almost this
Is
might
it
be
close.
Even Envy was number 2.
Just us. This is a record.
Just us, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we need in here.
I'm gonna have to wear this jacket every week.
This is definitely
Bring the leather back. Bring the leather back.
top three.
Jan's got a plan. You got some important
Hey
news for
guys,
us.
how you guys
How are
doing?
you?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How are you?
How are you?
Good.
We don't see the guitars, but I know they're there.
I sold them. No.
NFT. Solo. Janet, how you been?
Good. Starting off the year, making moves. I was, like I mentioned to you guys earlier, I put an offer in at a house today. It's a fixed.
Whoa. Stop there. Let everybody
Congrats.
celebrate that. He put an offer in that, like the third day of the year.
With an FHA loan?
203K FHA, yeah. So
203K. Can you talk about what a 203K loan is?
sure. So a 203K loan gives you money to fix up the house. So not only just to purchase it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's a fixer upper. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I was a little stressed today
Amazing.
thinking about all the things that I spoke to my contractor today. I got to get estimates. I need a HUD coordinator to come look at everything too. So, I mean, that's if the offer gets accepted, but I still got to get everything in place because I'm hoping it works out. I've been looking for my second income property for, it feels like a year, probably a year now. Some things I put an offer in got accepted. It didn't like how the inspection came back, or I put an offer in and someone else beat me. So I've just been trying to enjoy the process. You know, I do like looking at houses, but it has been difficult. So I'm hoping that I'm at the end of this journey and this will be the next house. I think it's going to Airbnb well, which you guys know I started Airbnb in June.
Proud of you. How's it going?
It's going well. Slow down a little bit now because the holidays and stuff. And I had a family member here from Cape Verde that stayed for 3 weeks. So I
That's
left.
a good problem to have.
Yeah. It's been good though. I mean, my lowest month is still better than I would have made renting out the unit. So it's been going really well.
And you don't have to deal with any long-term tenants. You know what the crazy thing is, ironically, little known fact with the 203K before we get into questions. So before we started Earning Leisure, I started my own Instagram page where I was putting out financial content, which led to the birth of Earning Leisure. And I did that for 2 years. Little known fact, a lot of people don't know this. I was putting out financial content for 2 years. The first financial video that I ever did, was me and Jamal, shout out to Smalls. We visited the bank, shout out to Sanjay's, mortgage broker.
Mhm.
And he told us about a 203K loan. And I had Jamal tape it, and everybody looking at me crazy in the bank with a cell phone. Like, what he talking about 203K loans? Why you got your cell phone out taping this? Who cares?
Mike, put this up.
So
No. Cue to scene with Jamal and Shadi in the bank.
So yeah, long story short, 203K loans. I got a long history of 203K loans. But congratulations.
Matt is somewhere smiling right now.
Keep us updated. And
Shout out to MG because I don't think I would have done it without his, what do you call it? Encouragement. Shout out to the earners. I wouldn't have never started Airbnb if it wasn't for their support as well, and you guys. So thank you.
You're amazing. Let me ask you a question. Let me interview you real quick. Get my Tavis Oprah thing going.
Okay.
How many conversations are you having per day in comparison to how much work you're doing? Because I see the laser focus. Takes one to know one. How often are you talking, chatting, being online versus? Because I think more women want to hear from you. So can you tell them what your daily routine looks like as you're building these other assets?
Sure. I mean, I normally will start my day with, I like to listen to a sermon or something like that, start my day to just like get me focused on what's important and not get lost in all these details and things like that. And then it's EYL stuff. my emails. I try to like focus on studying first for CFP, but then I always have this thing in the back of my head, like there's an email I need to respond to or something like that. So I'd rather just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And I've been hitting the library. That has been a game changer. Nobody's there.
Ever.
I just like stay in a room and just study and do what I need to do. And that's been so great. And then I really struggle with Instagram. Like I'm either on it too much or can't be on it at all. And then I'm trying to post more, but then it's not really coming natural to me. So now I'm trying to schedule that. I've been looking into apps so I can.
I'll text you the one that I use and that I told him about, so you can automate that.
Yeah, because I want to still build my presence there, but also not spend a lot of time because I don't have a lot of time.
Okay.
Studying and then EYL and then the house thing. So we'll see how this all goes. But yeah.
You have it. Janet.
Oh, one more thing I want to say before we get into questions. Happy birthday, Dad. I love you.
Happy birthday to your dad.
That's it.
Today's his birthday?
Yes. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Capricorn.
Yeah.
Capricorn. All right, let's get some questions. If we
All right, let's do it. So we're going to start off with David. Unmute yourself, please. Coming to
Shout
you.
out to my Nigerian family too. Shout out to all of the bros out in Lagos. Davido, Bizzle, Asa. Lou.
Mm.
It's called Stay Tuned.
Shout out to our driver.
It's called Stay
Speaking
You
of
never know.
our driver, shout out to our driver. He hits me every week just to check on me. I love him.
Does he?
Yeah, in WhatsApp.
Shout out to the good folks. in
We
Nigeria.
good. man.
Shotty won't take the hat off, so he can't let y'all know how good this
Shout out to
shit
that. Wait,
is.
shout
My
out
man
to
being
that.
me in the ear.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yo, while we on it, before we go any further, shout out to this hat. This is
Beautiful Nightmares.
beautiful nightmares. You want Shotgun Punch?
Yeah, my boy Reefy.
Shout out to Sharif. He's actually fam. That's Shotty's cousin, man. We watched this young man grow from, I mean, his whole life, really. He's an entrepreneur now. So we've been putting it up in the background, but we're giving him the spotlight right now here on Market Monday. Shout out to Beautiful Nightmares.
Yeah, shout out to Reefy.
Reef, what up? BX.
Bronx.
Yeah.
All right, Janet, let's get into some questions.
All right, David, unmute yourself, please.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes, how are you?
Cool. I'm good, man. Appreciate everything y'all do. Honestly, first and foremost, y'all put me on another level. Honestly.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
I guess my question was, I've been using. Well, I got gifted some stock through Cash App. Actually, that's how I got started. And I wanted to ask if you thought that maybe Cash App was like a good place to have stocks for the long term. If I could just continue adding to that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What would you say the cons were about that?
Shotty, you want to go then, Troy, then I'll go last.
Yeah, Cash App, I don't want to speak negative on it because I've never purchased stock on Cash App, but I think it's more like a beginning platform type situation. So, I mean, for me personally, I use TD Ameritrade and I have a Fidelity account. Also, for my son, I have Merrill Edge. I feel like it's more of an advanced, have more resources and things of that nature. So I think that if you are planning on becoming a serious investor, and like I said, don't disrespect the Cash App, but, you probably want to go with, a larger, more established platform with more resources.
And insurance, perhaps. Yeah.
I think the insurance is pretty much
the
the same because neither one of them have the FDIC insurance because it's investments. But I just feel that's just my take. Like I said, I don't want to throw Cash App under the bus, but that's just my take.
I'm talking about even if you leave the money in your brokerage account, like you don't invest it. So if it stays in the brokerage account, I think it can be insured. But I'm with you. I trade, and I have 3 different brokerages. All right? I have TD Ameritrade, I have E-Trade, and I have Fidelity. I have the apps, but I never trade on the apps. I just feel more comfortable being on my laptop because I have more access to some of the
more tools.
Yeah, I need to have all my tools at hand. I need to have my tabs open when I'm doing any trades. And so, yeah, I guess it's cool if you're familiar with doing on that. I'm not sure how. I mean, I guess we can hold them long term in the app. Like I said, I need to have my tools available when I'm doing a trade.
I want you guys to put this in chat. The consistency of investing matters more than the platform. So you guys have seen over the last couple of years, like on Discord, Telegram, Instagram, TikTok, there's been Webull versus Robinhood. Robinhood's not for the hood. Like those are equity and market cap wars that have nothing. Like that's the equivalent of Death Row and Bad Boy going at it head to head, and then we don't profit off of any of the sales. So any major platform that you use is good. And I think, especially with Robinhood and Cash App, it made it easy for those of us that grew up in the inner city to be able to buy equities really fast. Like if you used the platform prior to 2020, it felt like you had to know rocket science to buy anything. So no, I don't think it's bad if you buy on Cash App. And it's not just because Square made the product. I think any product that is easy enough to use, and for all my creatives and business owners and entrepreneurs, your product should be easy enough that a 2-year-old can use it without instruction to an 80-year-old. So my test for everything is always Xander first, then I want to talk to my elders. So when you're developing UI, UX, that's the one thing I don't like about Discord. Discord's UI and UX is not flawless enough that if my great auntie had to use it, she would know what to do. She know how to use Cash App. So that the seamlessness of and ease of use of product does have an impact on market cap. And that's why I come on here and use analogies for the market and don't always try and talk over heads. Because the easier that you make it for people, the more of an audience that you can build. And so no, I think it's great to use all of them, to be very honest.
Sweet, man. I appreciate that. Honestly, I had that issue where, like you were saying, to just listen to one, one source of information. That was happening to me, but with Brokerage, I also have a Fidelity and TD, and well, the Cash App thing happened over the holidays, and it's actually it's easier for me because I have work 12 hours every day, and I kind of can't can't keep up with it. So I'll put it on auto recurring, and
which is the best thing.
Yeah, so I want a dollar cost average, Apple and Microsoft, and just kind of know that I'm set. You know what I mean? Follow your blueprint, and yeah, man.
I mean, listen, what's the ultimate goal that you want to get to in terms of net worth?
I want to be free, man. I want to have at least my 5 years. I live on the border, so honestly, to me, it's kind of different because I can honestly have 2 years set, and I really would be set for like 6 because I could go to Mexico.
But 5, you'll live like a king. You'll live like a king on 5,
like,
though.
That really is the goal, like the true goal.
Yeah.
So right now I'm like laser focused. I like the time frame you gave me because that just put me in the mindset of like just grind. Like these 12-hour shifts are gonna be worth it, man.
So when you live on the border, I'm assuming of Mexico.
Yeah, I live in Texas, the West Texas, but I grew up in a border town. So I have some land in Mexico. I want to get some land here, but I'm barely getting started. I'm just 24 and I'm trying to get my life together. You know what I mean?
You're saying like you can have enough money to go back and live in Mexico for like a lot cheaper, or it's just cheaper where you live on the border?
Oh no, like I can live in Mexico. Half of my family's down there.
Yeah.
So I was planning on building a house this year, but I mean right now I'll probably just invest everything and build a better house in 10 years. You know what I mean?
And one thing I'll say too, when everyone's having battles, and I want everyone here to listen to this. I was gonna wait till next week. And every transaction and everything that you ingest, because your diet is just, and I told us to Stock Club this weekend, your diet isn't just what you eat or drink. It's what you listen to, what you absorb, the clothes you put in your body, the information you take in, and more importantly, things that you block out, the time vampires, energy vampires, right? When people are battling over information and saying this way versus that way, or technical analysis versus fundamental, all of that is a diversion to get your attention, to bring you into their entity or media so they can make money off of you. And the reason why I go off, because I know the people that are actually investing versus those who are just talking. I want you guys to be rich as hell. Like no person that has any real money, and I'll tell you this too, David, the people that you talk to in the States and in Mexico, none of them are having diversification or dividend wars. Any business they're in, they're just actively buying. I pray to God one day, some of you that started listening in the last 2 years, next year you're like, I never want to listen to you guys again because I have the blueprint. I mean, and as a result, I have 90 or 140 months worth of money put aside because all I do is buy. The most important thing you have to do in every business is just buy consistently. And most importantly, you have to automate your systems. The reason why, because everyone argues that it's an education for Black and brown people. No, Other institutions just have automation in place already. So if you started and you were born, and let's say your parents or grandparents knew to invest and had the money to invest $7,000 a month, which other races have done until the kids turn 25, that is a system. It wasn't education. Yes, you need some education to be able to know how to manage it, but the automation part is so key. So for everyone with their brokerage and TD, you can't automate equities. You can do mutual funds, but there are platforms that you can invest in and use that will automate the index process. If you just auto invest every month and pick a large amount, I would say do 25% of income. Coming in business owners, you need to do 55%. You'll be fine and you'll be rich as hell in 5 years. So I can't wait to talk to you in a couple months and see where you are.
All right.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
all of you.
Shout out to Mexico. Shout out to PR. Shout out to DR. Shout out to Colombia.
Yes,
EYL,
Bahamas.
EYL Espanol coming soon. Try to copy that. It's gonna be good.
Gonna be tough,
Try to copy that.
compadre.
EYL Espanol soon reach. Soon reach.
Just gotta play. Who we got?
All right, Bravo 1, we are coming to you. Unmute yourself, please. No fridge breaks, by the way.
Oh, don't. I got something for you next week for this. Don't even worry about it. It's just that Amazon took a little bit longer to deliver, but we got something for y'all. Let's go somebody else.
Okay.
Shout out to Antigua in the chat. Shout out to all the earners in the chat. We got like over 1,000 in y'all in here. Love.
Big heavy. And for those who are new, I appreciate you. I just want to guide you. And once again, if I made you money, please put yes in chat so they can notice the real deal.
All right, Nate, we're coming to you.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
How you
what's
doing?
up, man? How you? Happy New Year.
Oh, Happy New Year to you guys as well. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Happy New Year to you.
fantastic. I'll keep it short and sweet, guys. So, Square is having a lot of kind of a patchy road lately. What is your kind of prediction for Square for 2022? Just in case you might know someone that might have an option play on Square.
I got you. You're in a good mood too, smiling, happy. I'm gonna let you squeeze in another one. Square's gonna have a little bit of pressure. The price of Square the lowest it'll go to probably is 139. Mid-year they'll do fine. They should end up back around 229 by September, fourth week of September. And then in 18 months, they'll be back at the 323.54 range. So just give it some time. I know if it's in your portfolio, it feels like a girl that's been cheating on you forever and you can't get rid of her. Like, I know,
Right.
but hold on. She's going to change and finally treat you right, King. Hold on to Square.
Hey, how far out is the option contract?
Actually, I think it's a 24.
Okay.
So 18 months.
You got time.
You got time.
Just open your account less.
I'm saying,
I'll tell you that.
the price in 18 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You're good. Squeeze in the second question real quick.
The second question is on the futures joint. So I've been practicing lately. What is
on which one? ZB, NASDAQ.
Both of them actually.
Okay.
So for me, it's like
let's do NASDAQ first.
Okay. So I've done day trading before, but just with stocks. And I guess the hardest part for me is to just let the algo run. I'm used to just like, you're getting up a couple points and you're like, all right, let me get up out of here.
Yeah. Yep.
So I mean, what
advice would I give you to help you let the target run so you can get the bag and come back and glow and we can party and travel the world together, right?
Right, exactly. That's exactly.
First, you got to tell yourself that you deserve the money. So everyone put this in chat. Would you rather make $128,000 one time, or would you rather try and make $128,000 by doing $1,000 at a time? For those of you that are a mathematician, one time.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and snipers, I'm coming to you. Put yes in chat again if you want me to do this $1 trading seminar. No upsells either. The biggest thing that you guys are not doing, you're not walking away, and especially Dream Team. I want all big targets. Shout out to those of you who went to Invest Fest and you've been running Holy Trinity and killing. I can't wait to have you on stage with me next year. I'm declaring my spot right now. I had the room packed, right? Another one. And wait till I bring the Jabberwockies this time. Anyway, but you guys have to let Steve Austin didn't come. Jeezy couldn't come. Oh my God. Wait till I get to do my full show. UTA, what we doing? Anyway.
Will the crystal ball be in attendance?
Oh my God. I'm gonna float on stage like Kanye. Anyway, so Mondays and Fridays only push for 24 trades in a year, but you guys are possessive with your trades. Like you'll let it go up. Let's say NASDAQ 20 something ticks and I should close out. But on a day like today, when you had a violent move, those days can make your month, to be honest. Like 24 trades is great. Like you really can hit 12 and be done. But on a day like today, when the market was really moving the way that you wanted it to, especially on a drop at the beginning, you could have caught the drop on a downside, exited, got 500 points there, then went back to 500 ticks, went back to the upside and then rode it out. You guys have to give your trades time to breathe. Imagine if I would have quit Market Mondays. I'm gonna be real. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. Y'all act like Antonio Brown with y'all trades. One play doesn't go right, and you like, yo, I can't do. Imagine if I would have quit doing Market Mondays after the third show, and it was like, yo, I'm not at 1 million views yet. And people are like, man, he's stupid as hell doing Market Mondays. He got on that tight ass jacket. That ain't never gonna work. And
But I get a follow would be because you are right, because there was a big drop at the
you could have made 30 grand a day if you put on 15 contracts.
So would that be the play though? Would that be the play just to wait till things bottom out and then play the upside? Would that be the safest route?
The safest investment, because everyone who talks about plays end up with short money. The safest investment will be to always follow direction. If they're playing you left, when you hooping, you go right. If they're playing you right, you go left. If they sagging, you shoot. If they playing you tight, cross, step back, hezzy, cross again, spin cycle, corner, fillet. What we doing? And one. Let me get my free throw. Same thing. But everyone, now this is the real truth. Because most people don't have patience, because you don't, like the futures market is a luxury to be able to extract the money out of the market, because in the real business, you can't make money this fast. This is why I can act crazy on my show. Because if every sponsor go away, boy, I can still send a whole bunch of money to that side and it'll hit all the Greenberg and come back like, right? So when I be having this conversation with the record labels, when we 3 meetings away from taking over your whole industry. And we need Diddy percentages this year too.
Yeah, tell them again.
I need 60, 70. You want me doing it? Okay, great. I'll help you get 100 mil. I need 60% up front. But as a business owner, you have to be patient. And the game of futures trading, kudos to all my traders who have been trading for a long time. There are 2 traders that we love to see: an impatient trader and an overtrader. Because if you are impatient and you may squeeze off $500, but I want the trade that is going to pay me a multiple of that times 1,000 or 100. So I want you to aim for $40,000, $50,000 trades. Now, the inner work that you have to do, the worthiness, and I know it feels weird, but you literally have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I am worthy to make $40,000 in a trade and then take 80% of that money and invest it for 5 years, knowing I'm going to get a multiple of 700%. If you grew up in the environments that we grew up in, you're told probably even by your family that you're not worth that. Who are you that you deserve to make this kind of money? It's one of the biggest battles that we face. And then we'll get in the Discord and a 19-year-old traded 2 NFTs and made 300 grand and traded some shitty penny stock and made 600,000. We've all seen it. It's not an issue of aptitude. It's an issue of worthiness. And once you do that work and the hunger, and this is the thing I love about trading. It's like no other sport. I don't even have to see your face to know how much you love investing. But once you get over that, and I same thing I tell Dom when we was in Atlanta. I was like, dog, when you stay in your zone, there's nobody on earth that can beat Dom, including me. But we have to undo everything that we went through as kids, early adults, the inner circle. We have to do rid of all energy. That's why I'm so protective over Janet. I don't want one energy or one time vampire to get to her, because I know what she's going to get too. Easy net worth 20, 30 million, 4 years. Easy. But hey, Janet, I got a question. I bought EYL University and I watched all the videos, and I know Shotty ain't available. He ain't hug me at the meetup because he was smelling good. Can I get a refund? Those are things that are done to throttle you, to keep you from elevating. Put in chat, I will not let any time demons or energy demons hold me down. Once you clear those out,
especially now, right now.
great upside.
These can't hold me back. That's a fact. I was gonna say.
So when you buy, I sent you an email. I'm like, I told you what to invest in. AMD, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft. Like, man, come on. And say this too. If China, I'll read this off real quick. China owes $173 billion in worker wages this year, 7.7 billion in bond and coupon payments, 6.9 billion in onshore bond bills, another 9.5 in trust products that are due this year, and another $14 billion in hidden debt that is looming that is not on the books. If that happens, what do you think happens to the United States as well? But everyone wanted to tell me Evergrande wasn't a canary in the coal mine. I hear you, player. If I made you money, put yes in chat. If that bomb goes off for that market, what do you think is going to happen to the United States of America when our health is down? Listen, we let a lab-made respiratory infection fuck up our entire economy. COVID even isn't as bad as it could and should be. And if we have a real disaster, what's going to happen? And if inflation gets high. So I'm just telling you guys, be prepared. You have to know every side of the game to be able to win. But on the trading side, if Evergrande does happen or any bubble pops, on the futures market, NASDAQ, ES, Dow will tank and enjoy that ride down. I'm going to tell you for the last time, please go study every avalanche on YouTube, because wet slope avalanches will give you the coordinates and the actual percentages to know for how long to short NASDAQ. I'll tell you right now, if NASDAQ falls hard, you can bank on 713 points to the downside. Your stop should be 150 ticks. After 200 ticks, lock in 40, let it run. Go walk outside. Go play with your dog. Go kiss your girl. Do something, right? Don't come back for 2 hours. ZB and UB are going to go up to the upside, and also too, even though it's more pricey for those of you that are well more capitalized, family offices or fund to fund, you can short the VIX future. Pays 50 a tick, and you can easily get 40 to 80 ticks out of that. And for those of you with big capital, if you have $500,000-$600,000, you guys be able to print $125,000 in a day easily, while most portfolios are bleeding. So this is why I said block this brother talking crazy to me early. And I'm going to be real. For those of you who don't like me, sometime in August, I just want to do a trading competition against everybody. I don't think I'm just sitting up here cute with a little wave grease on my head and a jacket and I can't trade. Oh, baby, y'all let me take over the whole internet off long-term investments. How sway? Thank God for these good brothers. Chances of scalability are likely.
Ooh, Ian's on fire 2022.
Yes.
That's just
That, and Corey told me to be entertaining. I was boring last year. I have to step it up.
Real quick,
appreciate y'all, man.
prayers up to our brother Antonio Brown. Prayers up. I know, like, people making memes about it, but obviously, it seems like he's battling something. So just prayers up for the
man. He just to be real, he may not be battling anything. He may not have the right people in his corner. I know the CTE thing.
Not CTE, but I'm saying his actual teammates who have been there with him. So like Le'Veon Bell is one of those guys who's been with him since Pittsburgh, and admittedly said like he's going through something that might be bigger than football. And even his tweets and his comments like, "Yo, football is what we."
Let me ask you a question.
Life.
Let's have a real conversation real quick. If Gronk did the same damn thing, would he be off the team?
Yes.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Did he? He ain't going. He ain't.
Yeah.
Shout out Mark Curry. Going nowhere. No. If Tom did it, would it be off? How does T.O. Ocho Cinco, every black receiver get branded the same thing since 1980 after Jerry Rice?
No, we can't play a race card for this one.
I'm not playing race card. I'm giving perspective. I'm a business person. Like the race construct don't even actually exist. Like we want to have a real conversation.
I don't think it's a black issue. He took his shoulder. That's unprecedented.
It is a wide receiver issue.
He did jumping jacks.
Nah, he did to pump up the value, bro.
Yo, I've never seen nobody.
On a road
I've
game.
never seen that happen.
Maybe he was tired of people playing. Okay, so the injuries and the hurt that he may feel, maybe it came from what happened inside the locker room. I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I don't think you should walk off, because now any broadcasting opportunities, any sponsorship, any back end endorsement deals that he could have, they are now going out the window. That is a problem when you don't own. I get it, but I know if Gronk did the same thing, and there are other players that are superstar receivers and superstar tight ends that have done worse off the field.
Off the field.
Off the field. Off the field.
Yeah, off the field.
And it's been recorded and all on World Star.
Yeah, but
2 games suspended.
and that's fair. But he also has some off the field issues as well. So that's why I said just pray for the brother. That's all.
I'm not shocked.
Man, if he injured and I say I don't want to go in the game, and they say, hey, you got to get in the game or I'm gonna cut you.
You picking him up if you don't own it of a team?
Hell yeah.
Why?
Hell yeah.
Why?
It's playoff time. I will do the same thing that Tampa Bay did. I will give him all incentive-based contracts based on performance and attitude.
But did that help?
Now, the part I don't agree with it was him getting upset with Tom about how Tom was picking to go to Gronk. I'm like, Tom has a special relationship with Gronk, and there's a level of reliability. For those of you that are adults, once you get past 22 years old, everything that you do in life is going to be based on your reliability. That's why I don't care, COVID or not. Hey, I'm gonna be here. Troy shouldn't have even been at the Best Fest. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. Wasn't missing it though.
Told him not to, but couldn't miss that.
But you can't miss championship. You got to do the Willis Reed. You got to come out. That's why I hit you. Like anything we got to do, cool, right? And Tom is a player. He is going to pick apart the field based on what he sees, on what the defense is giving him. He's playing what's available. He's going to throw it to the open player. You shouldn't. I don't doing it on the field because, of course, he doesn't own the team. So, and also, you're not the best player. When you are the best player on earth or on your team, there's certain things you can get away with. But I think he is a valuable asset for 16 games. And if I can give him 300 for Antonio Brown, if you need a sponsorship, Jill, I got you right now for Red Panda.
I think he's a valuable asset. I just think there's something that's bigger than football that's happening.
No, that's not normal behavior. It's not. It's just not. I mean, anytime you take your shoulder pads off and
out of all the athletes, we know he's not the only person that wants to do that.
No, the only person I've ever seen do that.
Yeah,
I've never seen. And
That's
like
true.
I said, it's just it's just not normal to just go chest naked in New Jersey in January.
That was wild.
I've never
I
seen
will
that
agree.
before.
he signed, pump up the value.
Never seen it.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's pray for him.
Let's pray for the brother.
Let's pray for him.
Pray for him. That's all.
Hopefully, he got a family bigger than football. He got a
So
family.
he got kids.
He got kids. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing: people in the comments will tell me I'm crazy about picking up AB, but y'all will pick up Neo.
Neo who?
Neo worth Neo,
Stock.
the stock. Y'all be waving your props with some of them. Okay.
Yo, yeah, I'm like, yeah, we drafted an R&B.
I know.
singers.
I'm like
what we
Neo.
doing?
I'm thinking Neo. Who's Neo?
No, shout out to Neo the singer. He dope. But Neo the stock, no good. Bed Bath and Beyond, no good. Y'all can put some more in chat that y'all want to know about. So because I don't want y'all to lose all your money. I don't want to see y'all at Invest Fest or Market Mondays live and be like, hey man, I wish y'all to listen. Let me help save you now. And I know you don't want to be saved, but I'm gonna save you. Put the stocks that you're interested in. Don't save them. Chad, am I entertaining enough? Hey, shout out to my guy. Pressure all 2022.
Are you not entertained?
Question.
This is not why you're here.
Question.
Are you?
Are you?
Can we get one?
And listen, and the stage show that we got is really 1,000 times more fire.
What the stage?
Stage,
Oh, yeah.
live.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
different.
speaking of that, I didn't get a chance to say that. Yeah, Market Mondays Houston has been postponed, not canceled, postponed. We're just gonna let this Omicron just settle down for
Yes.
me. We thought that was the most responsible decision because we have to be responsible for not only our health but for everybody's health. So safety first.
Yeah, Omnicom crazy.
But when we get back on the road, it will be a tremendous show. So yeah,
Yeah. Shout. Omarion actually had to put out a statement. As you saw.
what do you say?
He said, "Yo, bro." He said, "Enough of this.
Stop playing with my guy. Yeah, man.
Enough of this." Got an icebox where his heart used to be. Yeah, Jay, let's get one more.
Let's get one more.
What time is it? Yeah, we get. Well, let's do 2. Can we do 2? Rashad, you in a good mood? I ain't been acting as crazy.
First show of the year. Why not?
Yeah.
10 bands in here. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's run it.
Fabian, unmute yourself, please.
What was the name?
Fabian. Let's hope he's not on a fridge break.
Hi, good evening,
Fabian,
everyone.
how are you?
I'm fine, yourself. Thank you. Thanks, guys, for all that you do. I appreciate. Happy New Year, guys. See you guys and your family.
Happy New Year, Fabian. Where you calling from?
I live in Virginia, but I'm from Trinidad.
Chilling.
Shout out to all the trainings out there.
Yeah, appreciate.
Much love.
Thanks. Yeah, my question is, you mentioned you recommended two index and two tech. What is your take on AMD? I know Apple obviously had some big news today and looking to take over that space, but what is your take on AMD?
I love AMD. If I can have any other two technology children, AMD and NVIDIA will be it. AMD should get to 220, 268 in like 19 months. My big target for them in 3 years is 279.03. So the upside is, and for those of you who are saying, should I do AMD or NVIDIA? I think they're aiming at two different things. AMD is going to focus more on gaming and faster computing, maybe hopefully even quantum computing. Yeah, and then crypto space, but like NVIDIA, they're aiming at two. I don't want to tell too much, but I would do both. But I love AMD dearly. It's one of my favorites. I would not let it go for another 6 years.
They were just talking about quantum computing on CNBC today. I was watching.
And everybody, we spoke about this right before during our open enrollment. I was telling you how I turned an option call into a long-term investment. And so that happened today for AMD. I was advised by my CPA to make sure that I do it in the first day of the next year for tax purposes. But yeah, so I love AMD. I have my 500 shares. Like I said, we're trying to get to 1,000 shares and 100 doors. And so AMD is one of them, Apple one of them, Tesla will be one of those as well, and Microsoft. And so 1,000 shares of all of them. I know Ian said 10,000. So we're gonna start with 1,000 and work our way all the way up.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Adrian.
No, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it, brother. All right. One last question, Janet.
I'll save my quantum enslavement take and human consciousness being uploaded for next week.
Thank you.
Shawty tired of me, boy.
Appreciate you.
All right, Ashley, unmute yourself, please.
Hello.
How are you, Ashley?
I'm great. First of all, I want to say thank you. Gosh, I've been wanting to say something for so long. I've been with you guys for a year now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I have been doing everything when it comes to fundamental analysis. I think that's really important for this long-term investment I'm doing. And I even got with Harvard Business Review. And I just want to know, can you refer me to any more business magazines or things that have to do with things that are coming up in the future? Anything that's going to keep my mind busy besides, PDFs and things like that. I love magazines.
Do you want to keep it busy to keep you from over trading and over investing, or what's the aim for the learning?
Everything. I don't box myself in. I like to be well around it. So anything you can offer, I'm gonna get it.
Of course, Money Master the Game, talked about that ad nauseum. Harvard Business Review, of course, is great. Honestly, damn, I know Dom gonna text me like, don't say this. You need to study more things about life sciences. So anything National Geographic. If you want to go deep into literature, the most important thing to study for this next 10 to 20 years is science-based stuff. So if you want a popular version of that, you can do Scientific American to start. But all of the innovations, because if you look from 1990 was 89 really, and then we went from the 1990s through now, because the valuations were so high and the returns were so great. Most tech companies really created nothing of value. You had Genentech in the 1990s, of course. Microsoft had a dead decade, but now in this next 30 years, like, companies are actually going to have to create something absolutely incredible. That's why even in the Netflix movie with Leo that came out over the movie about water conservation on Netflix, Avatar 2 is going to tell you about the technologies that are going to be readily available in 2030. And I don't know if it'll break the box office numbers that it did before, but from the preview that I saw, the technology's there. Like, you guys have to go study that movie to see what is available. So I'm telling you, study more life sciences, study more about asteroid mining, study more about physics. It's not, and truth be told, fundamentals in this market with so much money floating around does not matter. We're looking at PE ratios that are the highest they've ever been. Almost nothing makes sense. But I will say invest in the companies that the top 7 companies that have the highest market cap in the world. And then on an angel investment, early stage round, you have to invest in the companies that have the most capital to deploy, because it will bring your averages down and lower probability of losing. But tech, biotech, life sciences, cellular regeneration, life extension, those are the areas that matter. Like C companies and B companies that produce gains in 2019 and 2020, that's going to go away very, very soon. And especially once Biden gets out of office, that's going to be over with.
Actually, I put, and so I do this like almost once a month, but I put every publication that I like to read in the mornings. And so it's there in the chat. And I'll just read it off quickly.
And really quick before Rashad kicked me off, I only say that because like, okay, remember when we first started doing Market Mondays and everybody was talking about Royal Caribbean and airplane? Why was nobody talking about meta? And this is the reason why when you guys see me like respond aggressively, right? I'm like, I got the timestamps and I watch every episode back myself, get a transcribe, go through it so I can see what I can do better. No one was talking about DeFi, Web 3.0, crypto, even in 2020. None of these publications usually were. So even the mainstream publications, like, okay, let me ask you this. If I'm giving you information, but I'm also your competition, why would I put in my publication the things that I'm really looking to invest in? I say it all the time. I'm the only idiot on earth that actually gives away his strategy. When you listen even to, and you'll see the frustration on Rashad's face on their podcast when he asks a question and he knows blatantly that they're lying. Hey, how did you get your business to 3 million users? Man, just faith in God. It worked out. Bruh, that's not, or just work hard and I sent out 8 tweets and I got it. No, it doesn't work like that, right? So most publications are not even telling you the truth. That's why I say you have to go study those are at the top of the mountain, the 13 families, Vanguard, BlackRock, see what the Queen of England is doing, seeing what they're doing at the Vatican, see what their investment strategies are, and then pare down and start to bleed down and start those who run the geopolitical figures that we look up to, right? Then you'll get a sense of where to go. But even, I'm gonna be real, 7 months ago, nobody was talking about Cake, Mana, Ripple, VeChain. Like everyone was talking about, everyone was trying to do options then. So I'm going to tell you, most mainstream publications have no incentive to tell you the real information because most of them are paid by entities and institutions that want to keep the information away from you. That's why you got to dig very damn deep to find the information that I'm giving you.
Ian, do you think you'll ever have your own publication, have like a research team and something?
Dream Team is my research team, but no, I want to stay alive.
At all costs. No, I was saying that, Ian, because when you do go to those publications, right, it's well-rounded. There's a multitude of different aspects, but it does lead you down rabbit holes that make you do your own research and dig deeper into some topics. And so,
I'm not doing it to negate your point.
I'm just saying this. Ashley, if you need it, I'm sure somebody's going to copy and paste it again so that you have it. All right, Ash.
And I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you. No, you good. I appreciate you as well. And then HBR is good. I would dig deep there, but I will look at the top investors of the last 20 years. And I will also study every publication that you can get on China and what their plans are. Dom gonna blow me up. So if China owns majority of Africa, now they're partnering with Russia. And now the plan is to invade and take over Latin America, which Latin America is a lot easier to take over because they historically have not been treated well by Western European countries, which new Black investors and Hispanics are the two key markets that are going to turn the election midterms. And then if they roll out the candidate who I think they will to get Biden out of office, in combination with if they actually roll out a crypto party, and they make DAOs for everyone in their political party, and they destroy, like Thanos, the Democratic and Republican Party Our world is going to change forever. So I say all that to say, like, a lot of times how business is really ran, everyone keeps their secrets. That's why when people are like, Ian, you don't know, I'm like, man, I'm giving it to us for free so we can win. But the reason why I never put out a publication, like, I want to keep some of my secrets to myself because I want to stay alive. You guys can ask Shawty all you want to. Hey, man, what you do to build a podcast? I tell them all the time. Don't tell that. Because everyone said that they're for the culture. And by for the culture, a lot of y'all mean for yourself. No. So the information that is being given to you, and this is why I always tell you guys, I'll close here. Anytime that you guys read a publication, write the author and ask them, are you invested in this and what you're discussing? Or anyone who's telling you that, hey, I can help you with investing. Can you make me money for free without me buying anything? That's the true test. The rest of it is manipulation. And that's why I posted earlier. A lot of people are selling you guys on lifestyle because they can't get you the result. So they can post up 9 cars and it looks good. And then you say, hey, what to invest in? And then text Shawty, hey, man, old boy said this one was the one. We didn't say it. So be careful because Black investors are so invested into the market, for the first time in history, we are a profitable market to most brokerages, platforms, subscription bases, alert services, and signal services, right? So now we're being preyed upon. Please be mindful, be careful. I love you guys. It's the other side of the game that most people don't tell you or talk about, but most people are not going to give you any information that actually makes you any money. Please be careful.
Safety first.
Rashad, well, I dropped 52. What I get?
Yeah, no, it was great comeback for taking a week off. Market Mondays, legendary situation, legendary vibes, always legendary vibes, man. Great conversation, great insight, a lot of information, a lot of knowledge was given. Hopefully everybody, got some takeaways, rewatch it, jot down your notes, take action. Big, it's gonna be even bigger this year.
Yeah.
Mondays.
Absolutely. Well, I guess, let's do cash apps real quick before we hop off.
This episode of Market Mondays brought to you by Ally Financial, the leading
Yes, I love you guys.
financial service company with passionate customer service, innovative financial solutions. They are relentlessly focused on doing it right and being a trusted financial service provider for both customers and communities. Get with Ally to make the most of your money so you can save, invest, and spend on things that matter to you. Shout out to the good folks at Ally.
This time, real quick, why you guys so mad at Nancy Pelosi when I told you 7 months ago what she was doing? Put in chat, what percentage of a company do you need to own in order, if you access proprietary information that is not shared amongst shareholders or directors, as actually insider trading?
Somebody said about something about her or her husband investing in
Both.
Yeah, I saw he had like 4 of the picks that we said.
Who Nancy Pelosi?
Her husband.
Husband.
So the thing was, after he said the things that he was investing in last year, all those stocks were a nice run. And so now he said it again. And now the argument is like, should you be able to invest knowing that you're a government?
Money to get power, power to protect money.
Money, power, respect. That's what the lock said.
Shout out Jada, and thank you for putting that pressure on so I can get my verse.
Now, this is
Phenomenal verse too, by the way. Jada, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Dina, I'm going to call you tomorrow. Tip, I appreciate you. Thank you, good brothers, for making some connections. Kudos to Charlemagne.
Shout out to my man Daniel.
Yeah.
Yonkers.
Yeah.
Our Yonkers neighbor.
Daniel, I appreciate you. Janet, can you grab 5 off YouTube, 5 earners and Red Panda? I'm gonna do 10 in Red Panda. If you guys want the easiest way to invest in, you can join Red Panda Stock Club. If I made you money, please put yes in chat.
The link is pinned in YouTube and it's also in the description of the video.
And Market Mondays in March. He didn't want me to say it before. But boy, listen, I'm going to tell you when tickets are available, please don't wait, because when I make the announcement of what I'm giving away with the ticket. Last question. Everybody put in chat what does fungible mean? Shout out 19 Keys. We talked about this before. But shouldn't your creation actually be unique, exclusive, or fungible if you're going to make a non-fungible token? Please do not just create what everyone else is creating. And then I'll be on record. This NFT bubble is going to pop 2022. Be mindful. You guys are going to have to actually start creating some real value with these. So please be mindful. But the NFT market is here to stay. There's a very interesting way. Oh, also too, for the last caller, study all the royalty models too. And everything written on Web3. And yes, Andreessen Horowitz, shout out to you. They are the ones that are probably going to profit the most from Web3. But if they bring this innovation to the forefront, even though Jack is mad about it,
They weren't happy about that. They weren't happy about Jack's words towards Web3. In fact, he's been banned from the company he formerly founded.
All's fair in love and war.
Ironic, right?
Yeah.
Founder of Twitter is now banned from Twitter.
Boy, he got off the wrong ship and got on the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right, I got them.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Great show. Troy.
Yeah, I know you get to moving around in the chair. You ready to go. Thank you for letting me rock.
You know what? My son's birthday is Saturday, so he's been dying for Market Mondays. I'm gonna say happy birthday to him, and I'll play this back.
Please bring him on. Let him stay up late.
You know what? They were during the break. They was that type of hours they were putting in was ridiculous. I'll be up. I'll wake up from like the couch at 12:30, and he'll be watching like YouTube. I'm like, yo, what are you doing up, man? And so
studying. That's what my guy's doing. He's studying.
He was doing analytics, YouTube analytics. But it's his birthday, so I just want to give him a huge happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my guy.
Turning big 8 years old.
Yeah. Check out Earn Your Leisure tomorrow. Once again, dope shows. That's going to be a dope episode talking about, the entertainment industry, how to throw a festival, how to throw a show on a very, very large scale, 20,000 people, stuff like that. But they started with
independently,
1,000 people. So, scaled it up independently.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, check that out. And UIL University this week, Wednesday, investing class, and also how to invest in art, book club, all of that good stuff. Check out all of the shows on UIL Network.
Orientation on Thursday too.
Orientation with Janet on Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Red Panda Stock Club will be on Saturday since I'm back better as well. Let me throw it in.
And Market Mondays Live Houston will be soon.
Yes.
Soon.
Major announcements.
I want to drop the news what they're gonna give.
No. Major announcements soon come. And shout out to MG. Shout out to my man MG.
Yeah.
I love you.
This morning. Had a healthy investment account. He has some options that he so shout out to my boy. He has made a commitment to invest more this year. So I'm proud of him. I want to tell him publicly, I'm proud of you, my brother. And let's keep going.
He had a good problem. He like, yo, I was up X. I ain't gonna say your percentage, don't worry. That's how I'd be like, yo, if we showed our group chat the percentages that we're up.
Dangerous.
Protect us at all costs.
That is good. I thank y'all for the support. Please go reach out to your family and friends. And while you guys are, pushing away time vampires, time demons, etc., make sure you spend more time with friends, family, those that you love. And be careful, man. This COVID Omicron thing is no joke. And look for all the variations. I feel like they're just spraying the shit in the air now. Like they're just like, yo, new release.
They said it was in the fog. I said, how?
And the scary part on a biological side is that it's now being passed to deers and cows. So now I'm worried about if there be any mutations that will come back to us from deer, cow, other animals, and come back to us and be even more deadly. So
check on your people, stack your cheese up.
That's it.
That's it.
All right, guys.
All right, y'all. Love is love. Be good to